All right, Jason Ruona back here at the Winter Indoor Nationals here at Team Velocity RC Raceway. We're here with Ron Schuur with Hobbywing and Schuurspeed. Ron, we're back here again for another year, starting off the season opener here for the INS. And how are things going with you, and how's the race look from your perspective?
Well, it's always fun to come back here each year. This is what, the 4th or 5th year we've been here, and this is a great race for the area here. You get to see a lot of people we don't see often, so it's excellent. The weather is the last cold race of the year, I'll put it that way, so that's going on. But the race itself is exciting to me because Hobbywing is introduced with yourself the 21.5 fixed timing motor that's sealed, and we have a fixed final drive ratio that can't be exceeded, and it seems to be accepted quite well. We've had a couple people come up and say thank you, and so from that perspective, I think it's real exciting.
Yeah, I mean, we have this independent class, which we started now for the last couple of years, and this year we wanted to add a motor aspect to it, which was we wanted to limit and have a handout motor, which was the 21.5 from Hobbywing. It's been kind of a nice addition because it kind of changes the playing field again, and makes these guys kind of work a little harder with their driving and their cars and tire setups, right?
Yeah, they're working a lot more on the setup than worrying about the motor and cleaning it. And do I have the timing right? Do I have the gearing right? We're running spec tires.
Yep.
So the guys, just watching, I've been watching every practice and all the first qualifier here. They're getting a lot better than when they started. So that's a good thing. The other thing, there was a lot of confusion at the beginning. Why are we limiting the final drive ratio? I'd just like to say the final drive ratio was limited. Jason and I spoke. And that is to eliminate the battery from being a significant part of the game. So we've limited the FDR so you don't have to have a super powerful, you don't have to re-energize your pack to get a super low IR. You're just ready to go, and it's just to make it more even.
Yeah, you know, and then when everyone's at that same gearing, and it just sort of makes things a little more peace of mind going on out there for the racer. They don't have to be tracking down these, do I need to go up, do I need to go down, or just like, hey, this is what it is, that's what we're running. And so far, like you said, I've been watching some of the practice. I watched the first round of qualifying. I even drove one of the cars during practice just to kind of see what it was going to be like. And so far, I really like what we're seeing. And as we learn more about these motors, we'll be able to adjust tracks, conditions if we need to, but here guys are making every jump but one on the track, and there's a couple good drivers that make the jump too.
Yeah, you can see the guys that have the jumping technique down because they can clear the double almost every time. But I think that the important part is now that everything's settled down, the guys are driving better, and you're starting to see the smiles when they're up there driving, and that's the part that's the good part.
Yeah, so we limit the entries in that class. We're right at about 30. I know we had 32, but I think we got 3 heats, so we're right at about 30 drivers.
Yeah, there was 2 no-shows, and 1 guy had to leave.
Okay, so yeah, we got a perfect 3 heats out there, which I think works out really well for our format here this weekend. And then kind of moving into the other classes, of course, we got the 17.5.
Let me just finish on the 21.5. Sorry, Jason.
No worries.
I just want to say it's the Hobbywing G2.1 fixed timing FTM motor that we're using. Same thing we've used at IIC, IOCC the last 2 years, so it's nothing new as far as the motor. We're just branching out as the acceptance is coming in. Hobbywing does offer a program very similar to what we're doing. I've talked to a couple a couple clubs here locally already come up to me, where the motor is sealed with the timing fixed, so all they have to do is number them and go on. But it is a program you can contact myself or Hobbywing North America at hobbywingdirect.com, and we'd be happy to talk to you about that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's a great addition. Not only do we have that at this race, but we have it at, you can get it for your local events or that type of thing. And I really do think that this independent class and having some type of amateur style racing is really big for us, because in the current times of sponsorships and and pro-level racers, it's important to have that class where you can move out of novice or get into something like this where it really kind of keeps your appetite for the racing, but doesn't throw you into the wolves, so to speak.
Well, yeah, the wolves is a good way to put it, because a lot of people get intimidated racing against some of these fast stock guys, and we're separating them out from there with the independent class, and now we've calmed their mind easier by getting fixed tires and motor.
Good. So, like we said, we were going to move on to the 17.5 class, which is obviously always one of the more competitive ones.
Correct.
And the way we're kind of aligning these classes is, we're setting it up so that there is the room for that 3-class setup. So we got 21.5 independent. We got 17.5, which that's open for your guys that are a little quicker, maybe have some sponsorships, looking to really prove themselves in that 17.5 area. You do a lot of 17.5 racing with the team.
Yeah.
Talk to us about the 17.5 class and what you're seeing here this weekend.
17.5 is, like you said, it's really competitive this weekend, and one of the beauties of Smack Track Velocity RC, sorry about that, is that it's just big enough, or just small enough, whichever way you want to look at it, that the motors are important, but it's not one brand centric. So I noticed in the seeding round, there was all the brands that normally racing all sprinkled in the top 10.
Yeah.
And that's good to see. It's not dominated by any one vendor, so it's good to see everybody running fast. And you've got some guys that are a little bit better, but that's pure talent. So.
Yeah, I just watched the first round of qualifying. We got Drayton Staub, and we got,
Davey Bada, who's representing myself, he was right up there. He had some problems with his buggy. Matt Klein with AE and Associated. I mean, there's, I can't think of the others
Austin
right
Wick,
now.
he was right
Austin.
there. And Kyle Gannon.
Yep.
Those guys are all really fast, and they're very in tune with the stock game, the 17.5 racing game. Like we talked about, it's expert level at that level at those top 5 guys, and they take it serious, and it's a big type of class to be involved in, but it's great because then we, like we said, we move on, we go 21.5, we go 17.5, got those guys battling. Then we get into the modified class where things get even more serious, and they're even controlling the power is a big thing because on a track like this, like you said, it's a little on the smaller side, so controlling the power now becomes a big thing.
One of the things too, just compare 21.5 to 17.5. If I take the top 10 17.5 away, where they're down into the mid-15s, and you get to the C group, let's call it, they were in the mid-16 range, low 16 range. The fast 21.5 guys are down in the 17s, low 17, 17.5. So I just wanted to point that out, that yes, they're slower, but not all that much slower.
Yeah, basically they're within a second of being competitive in the 17.5 class. Right. So, and then, like we said, moving into modified, this year you had some changes. You got some driver movement, some driver changes. Correct. We got Spencer Rivkin here this weekend, who's a big, Hobbywing racer. Talk to us about the modified class, because now we got a horse to follow in the modified class this year, running Hobbywing, pushing the limit, and tell us about what you're learning dealing with Spencer here.
Well, we have a couple of the drivers here at this race. Spencer's our number one in modified for sure. Working with the top level guys is quite interesting because they know exactly what they need. The feedback they give you is incredible, where when I'm working with some of the other guys, it's kind of a learn how to discuss things, and I'm learning how to communicate with Spencer as well, but the feedback from Spencer and some of the others, especially Spencer, has been very good. So we're just trying to communicate on what a little means and what a lot means. But he's been doing very well this week. We've taken his profile that you've seen up online and worked on the brakes, because being a little short track, trying to control that power, we've had to strengthen his brakes up to whoa up a little bit for some of these tight corners. But other than that, it's been pretty much the same setup. And it's a real joy to work with him. I mean, he just puts so much time in away from the track, and that's why he's so good. But I mean, he puts so much time in. I mean, he knows what he wants and what he's asking for.
Yeah, I mean, it's been nice having him here. These back-to-back years, and this year running the Hobbywing stuff. So, Ron, you wanted to talk about a little bit, kind of going into the next few races. We're kind of on a little tour right now. You said this is one of our last, hopefully cold races.
I hope
we'll move into March. On the Nitro side, we got Dirt Nitro Challenge, but you got guys out there racing like Spencer too, and running some 8-scale, right?
Yes, we've got Ty. He'll be out there. Ty Tessman. We got Spencer. There's a number of guys that'll be out there. So I'll be out Dirt Nitro Challenge as well to help the electric guys out.
Yeah.
And be there for moral support, if nothing else. And then, we go almost straight up to Las Vegas for the first round of the Carpet Series, which I think is going to be fantastic.
Yeah, well, this year we have a 4-race Carpet and Astro Series, which takes us around. We're starting in Vegas, which is a very popular 702 raceway, and we're hoping for some great racing up there. And being in Vegas, the weather should be a little warmer than it is here in Missouri, right?
I'm anticipating that. We'll be at Desert Classic before that, so I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
We'll be there, then down to Las Vegas.
Well, good. Well, Ron, we'll check in with you. Appreciate it as always.
Yeah.
Stopping by to kind of break down our different levels of power and different types of classes we have here on the INS. We'll see you soon, and thanks for joining us.
If you get a chance, come by to one of the JConcepts Series races. They're all a good time. The vibe here is great, so we'll see you at the next one. Thanks, Jason.